Anyone else happy that 2020 is over? Or is it just me? I doubt it's just me. 99.9% sure it is not just me. Let's hope 2021 is a much better year in every single aspect, even the games, which was one of 2020's strongest aspects. Let's be real. That's what we're counting down today. The games I'm looking forward to the most coming out in 2021. Top 10. Now, there are a lot of games coming out, or that are supposed to come out in 2021 that don't have any gameplay, don't have a release date, or maybe they do, but like, games like God of War Ragnarok, Breath of the Wild 2, Elden Ring, either aren't really confirmed for this year, or they are, but they don't have gameplay for them, or both. So they're not going to be included on the list. Also, I do not have a PS5 or Xbox Series X yet. That's not going to mean anything to what games get on the list, but that is going to mean something to where I place them. For example, if a game is coming out only on the PS5 or only on the Series X, both consoles of which I do not have, and none of them are coming out on PS4 or anything, that's going to affect where it places on the list. Just letting you know that. Anyways, without further ado, let's get started. Before we do that, you know what to do. You should like to do subscribe to turn notifications and leave a comment, and you'll be a little subscriber.
I wanted to give to you, in the last part of your notes here, the significance spiritually of the number 10 in the Bible.
I am a big fan of fighting games. Sure, a lot of you guys probably know that I love Smash, but I love all fighting games. One fighting game series I am not too familiar with, but I have played a few games and really enjoyed them, is Guilty Gear. And we got a new Guilty Gear game coming out called Guilty Gear Strive, and it looks pretty cool. Arc System Works, the developers and publishers of this game that are also probably the king of fighting games in my opinion, one reason you should play this game, promised that Guilty Gear Strive will be something unlike any other Guilty Gear game before. The visuals seem to blend very well with the art style, and the game seems to be a Guilty Gear game for many newcomers, so a lot of you guys have no reason to not check this out. Plus, it boasts a nice roster of characters, and it just seems like a cool package. Mark your calendars for Guilty Gear Strive on April 9th, 2021. One of the few games on this list that has a specific release date. Now, I am not the biggest fan of Monster Hunter. Nothing against those games, I just never really got too into those games, aside from World. That game was a lot of fun. However, Monster Hunter Rise on the Switch looks great. The open world, the combat, and even the semi-parkour mechanics seem cool in Monster Hunter Rise. I'm not quite sure if the sort of parkour vine swinging thing is new to the series, but it seems like a cool thing. Not to mention the boss fights, which I know is a big part of the series, seem really awesome and possibly challenging. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot to say here about Monster Hunter Rise, but it is definitely a game on my radar and should be on yours come March 26th.
So I'm going to be giving this flavor 8.5 out of 10 scoops.
One game I was really excited for last year but didn't come out due to the pandemic, so it was delayed, was No More Heroes 3. It got delayed to this year, so let's hope it stays like that, like it actually comes out this year. I mean, it should, but I don't know. There's just the worry. No More Heroes 3 is the third installment in the No More Heroes series, and its mere existence gets me excited and surprised too for multiple reasons. No More Heroes 3 kind of seems like the first two, but on steroids, with a lot of the combat and wrestling moves from the first two being brought back, but made to be even more flashy, and the bosses seem crazy too. Throw that in with the fact that, well, we were told that if Travis Strikes Again didn't sell well, we wouldn't see No More Heroes 3, and that happened, but we're seeing No More Heroes 3, so that's why this game's mere existence is surprising. No More Heroes 3 is scheduled for sometime this year. Let's hope it actually comes out sooner rather than later.
36.
Very close, but that's not it. Let's go to Gary the Retard. What number between 2 and 4?
7.
DC Fandom happened a while back, and we got 2 brand new games revealed there. DC games. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League had a really awesome trailer, but it was a cinematic and didn't reveal any gameplay on. And on top of that, I think it's supposed to be a live service game. I'm not gonna hold that against it, but we simply just know way more about Gotham Knights, which gives it the upper hand for this list. Now, I have heard rumors that Gotham Knights will also be a live service game. Let me know if that has been debunked, proven true, or whatever. But regardless, the game still seems very fun. Gotham Knights is based off of the Batman comic known as Batman Court of Owls. In Court of Owls, Batman dies and asks for others to protect Gotham. Those others being Robin, Nightwing, Batgirl, and Red Hood, who will all be playable in Gotham Knights, and it seems you can change between characters like mid-mission seamlessly in a way that only new-gen consoles seem capable of. Gotham Knights seems like a really fun time as it drops on an unspecified date, but it was recently leaked to be sometime in July, so keep that in mind. That hasn't been confirmed though.
Okay, Mrs. Puff, what's my final score?
6.
Left 4 Dead 1 and 2 were 2 really great and fun games. What's keeping Left 4 Dead from getting a 3rd installment? Well, Valve, obviously. However, Back 4 Blood almost seems like a new Left 4 Dead game, with the only difference being the title and publisher. Back 4 Blood seems pretty much like a spiritual successor to Left 4 Dead, even being developed by Turtle Rock Studios. The game looks fantastic and seems to be a true successor to Left 4 Dead, but also reaching a wider audience, being an online co-op zombie survival horror shooter game on just about every platform. Not to mention, many people have already gotten to play the alpha version of the game, and I've heard really good things about it, so there is a lot to look forward to in Back 4 Blood as it comes out on June 22nd.
Chills. Literal chills.
It was number 5. Number 5 killed my brother.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
I've said this on many occasions already, but the PS4 really did have a very strong lineup of console exclusives. Now it seems that the PS5 is building towards something similar. One of the console exclusives on the PS4 was Horizon Zero Dawn. I mean, it was exclusive for a very long time before it went to PC, but you get what I mean. Anyways, it's getting a sequel with Horizon Forbidden West. Horizon Zero Dawn was a surprise hit with its gorgeous visuals and atmosphere, as well as tight combat and compelling story. Forbidden West seems to be expanding upon the first game in almost every single way, not to mention the addition of the underwater depths and aquatic bots seem to make this game different from the first one in a way that is very exciting. Look out for Horizon Forbidden West as it drops on both PS4 and PS5 on an unspecified date, but if I were to take a guess, I'd probably say sometime within the second half of the year. I'm gonna guess maybe November. That's my guess. Bethesda lost the trust of many gamers with literally any and everything associated with Fallout 70 shit, and released many games since then that ranged from alright to just straight up bad. That was until they released Doom Eternal, and that game got rave reviews by pretty much everyone. And then Bethesda's parent company ZeniMax got bought out by Microsoft, so it seems that they are getting back on track. Let's hope Deathloop doesn't kill their momentum and keeps it going, cause this game looks sick. Deathloop is a first-person shooter where, from what it seems, you can't really die, as there's an endless time loop. I always find it interesting when this is done in like a movie or something, but I can't really recall any other time a game has dealt with this concept before, so Deathloop seems to have a very interesting concept for a game. Not to mention, I wasn't a big fan of the art style at first, but upon seeing more trailers, I kinda like it. Get ready for Deathloop as it launches as a timed exclusive on PS5 on May 21st. Oh yeah, and if you're wondering where Ghostwire Tokyo is, definitely really excited to play that one, but we don't have much information on that one, or at least as much as this one, as Deathloop. I mean, that one even has a release date. So it seems Capcom is gonna start making yearly Resident Evil games, and I don't know if that's a really good idea, just cause we see how other franchises turn out when they follow a yearly release schedule. Regardless though, I'm still excited for Resident Evil 8 Village, excited enough for it to be this high, cause it looks fucking awesome. First off, the setting and atmosphere seem a bit unusual for the Resident Evil games, but I kinda like it. The first-person perspective from Resident Evil 7 is back and seems to make the game more terrifying than any other Resident Evil game. Also, Chris Redfield seems to keep getting bigger and bigger each game. How does he do that? What the fuck? I really hope Capcom doesn't do what they did with Resident Evil 3 though, where they made like a 4-hour campaign mode and spent more time on a lackluster multiplayer mode. I really hope Resident Evil 8 Village has a heavier focus on its campaign mode. Anyways, look out for Resident Evil 8 Village as it releases as a timed PS5 exclusive on an unspecified date, but leaks say it'll come out sometime in April. Wow, that's soon.
What kind of pencil do we take again?
Number 2. Take a number 2.
Looks like you took a big number 2.
The PS5, as I sort of briefly mentioned earlier, has a good array of games on the horizon that look really good, but none have really seemed to show what the PS5 is capable of. Or at least none to the extent of Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. The last Ratchet and Clank game from 2016 was a hell of a lot of fun, and Rift Apart seems to be that already impressive game, but a far more technically impressive game. All the little particle effects as well as the atmosphere changing seamlessly is very impressive looking and shows us how advanced the PS5 is on a technical standpoint. Throw that in with the fact that, I mean, we're getting a new Ratchet and Clank game and it's developed by Insomniac as usual, who are fantastic, and we got a lot to get excited for with Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart as it releases on an unspecified date of this year. Can we stop that? I mean, I get why, because it's the pandemic, but still. Before we get to number 1, let's look at some honorable mentions.
I'm a Luigi, number 1.
Now, I wasn't thinking of having this game at number 1 originally, but it's a long-awaited sequel to an absolutely phenomenal hidden gem. But it was supposed to come out last year, and the year before that, and the year before that. But let's hope Psychonauts 2 will finally come out this year. What's taking this game so long? I just want to play it. It seems to be a nice sequel to Psychonauts, which was a game with a very unique concept, and the game itself was very fun. I'm sure a game like Resident Evil, Ratchet and Clank, Horizon Forbidden West, most of the games on this list will probably all overall be better games, but there are two reasons Psychonauts 2 places at number 1. One of them is because, well, it comes out on PS4 along with the Xbox One and Xbox Series, so I know I can play it for sure, whether if I have a PS5 or not. But also, we've been waiting for way too long. At an unspecified release date of this year, Psychonauts 2 is scheduled to release, and let's hope that actually happens, because my god, it's starting to hurt. Anyways, that was my list of the top 10 upcoming games of 2021. What do you guys think? Let me know down below your top 10, 5, 1, whatever upcoming games of 2021 are. And yeah, be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.